Ranking the best users in Madden 23. We are back here with a highly requested video. Today we're going to be going over my top 10 users in Madden 23. Now, right before we do go ahead and get into the first card, I do just want to say this is my opinion. This is my list. So if your opinion's different, if you think I snubbed anyone off the list, let me know down below in the comments. So at number 10 right here, we actually have a reveal. I think Patrick Willis, you can honestly argue him for higher, and I'll explain why. At the number 10 spot, I always have a linebacker because if you clicked onto the video and you want to use our actual linebackers at linebacker, I don't want you to leave empty-handed, but Patrick Willis should be on this list regardless. He's 96 speed, 94 excel, has great zone, great play rec, but why is he the best user middle linebacker in the game? He is the first middle linebacker in the game to get lurker and pick artist for 0 AP. I believe this card can get avalanche as well. I might be wrong on that. The lurker and pick artist combo for 0, he will animate like a safety, and you can also go ahead and run mid zone on him as well for 1. This is the first, I would say, usable linebacker that can be directly compared to a safety. He is very, very good. Now we get into an interesting spot right here where these cards aren't necessarily the fastest anymore, but I still think they deserve to be on the list. Someone that is not making the list, and I'll tell you why, is Pete. He would be my number 10 if I didn't include the linebacker spot, or he'd be like number 11 including the linebacker spot. But the main reason for me is I feel like these two stats right here are just a tad bit low. So for that reason, at number 9, I went with Ted Hendricks over him. Ted Hendricks has slightly better physical stats. It's not like by far and away better. So him versus Ted is actually really, really tough. They're also the same exact height. Ted does have the big hitter trait on yes, and he does have good in the box stats as well. But another major thing is the fact that Ted does not get a 0 AP pick artist. He gets a 0 AP tip drill. So I could see Pete literally replacing Ted, but I went with Ted just because he's just like slightly better stats wise. But again, I can totally see Pete right here at this spot. And pick artist on the user is just so nice to have. You don't really have to worry about any bad timing ball hawks, because I don't know about y'all, but I'd be pressing triangle like crazy when I'm using, and when I was using Ted, man, I would always get those. But yeah, I still think Ted deserves to be on the list. Not someone that's necessarily going to keep up with every receiver in the game. Like say you have a 99 speed receiver on a slant and you're trying to use him from the jump all the way to the end of the play. Probably not going to happen. That's not really his game, or the next card we're going to cover his game, but they can get some absolutely crazy lurks. Like I'm talking about high balls that are 10 yards over their head. They can just animate, and it's not really consistent, but they can do it. And right after that, I do have Julius Peppers. Julius Peppers, again, 6'7", 94 speed, 95 excel, 88 change of direction, 87 agility, and really good in the box stats. I wish the block shed was 90, but the impact blocking's good. Doesn't have the big hitter trait on yes, but the reason why he's above Ted is because he's, again, slightly better physical stats, but also pick artist for 0 AP. Now at number 7 right here, I'm going to have Rodney Harrison. Rodney Harrison, I still think is great, and just thinking in my head, I think it's crazy he's at number 7, but I really don't know who I would put him over. He's 6'1", 96 speed, 97 excel, really great change of direction too. I felt like this card really moved just like different. He could keep up with like literally everyone in my opinion, and he just played absolutely amazing for me. Again, pretty good in the box stats, big hitter trait on yes, and for abilities, he can get the 0 AP pick artist. So I really do like Rodney Harrison. He was one of the better users I've had all year. This is probably the toughest card to rank. At number 6, I'm gonna have Hitman. Hitman is a great in the box safety, 96 speed. Like you can see, like with all the cards we're going to cover for the rest of the video, his physical stats aren't as good. So you might be wondering, why is he on the list? I'll get to it in a second. Great in the box stats, big hitter trait on yes as well. But the main thing is like, okay, yes, he can get pick artists for 0. It's all about the avalanche, man. The avalanche, the potential to cause turnovers. This is a 1 AP ability. And if you land downhill hit sticks, you will make them fumble. So the turnover value with this is crazy. It's great on a user. I could see him higher. Like honestly, if you want to make the argument he is the best user in the game because of this X factor, I totally get it. But at the same time, if he didn't get this, you know, he probably wouldn't be on the list. But like if we get into the if you know, if my grandma had wheels, she'd be a bicycle. This was the card I struggled with most for his placement. Like I could see him literally anywhere on this list, and I'm not going to say you're wrong. At number 5 right here, I'm going to have Nasir Adderley. Nasir Adderley is great physical stats wise. Like this is crazy. He's 6 foot height as well. No big hitter trait on yes, but for abilities, he can get the 0 AP pick artist. This is just someone that these physical stats are just crazy, man. Like 99 acceleration on the base card is kind of ridiculous, and now with the one free agent track card, you can get him up to 98 speed on literally any team, because that track card boosts everyone's speed for some reason. Don't know why. He's one of the best for sure, man. He just moves different, kind of what I said about Rodney Harrison. He is someone that can keep up with basically every receiver in the game. Now this right here is where it gets tough, man. 4 and 3. I don't necessarily think these cards are best suited as users. Like, they're great in the box, don't get me wrong, but just their AP value of the actual abilities they can stack are just so good. I kind of debated just not having them on the list. Like, I can say the same thing about like Jesse Bates, Leon Sandcastle, Buda Baker. Like, I could see all these cards on the list, even Minka as well, but like they just have such good AP value elsewhere. And I really think of like Jesse Bates, Leon as like top safeties. I don't really like these two cards in the box, but I kind of think of him more as like a slot CB, or even like his AP stack screams at outside corner. Minka, I think of it as a top safety as well. So that's kind of why some of the cards didn't make the list. But Eric Berry, at number 4, I don't mind at all. Like, I felt like Eric Berry had to make the list. 98 speed, 96 excel, just really great physical stats, also great in the box stats, big hitter trait on yes, and finally 4 abilities. He can get the pick artist for 0. Dill, why did you say you just wouldn't use him? Why is he a top safety for you? Well, if you run the hybrid scheme, he can get pick artist, deep out zone KO, and deep route KO all comboed, right? If you run a strictly zone based scheme and you want him to play at top safety position, pick artist, deep out zone KO, mid zone KO is my favorite combo for my zone scheme. So I just really like this card. It was just tough where I put him because, again, I think he's so valuable over the top as well. And at number 3, pretty much the same exact thing, Derwin James. Great physical stats. Like, these are amazing. 6'2" height as well. He has the good height. He has the physical stats. He has the big hitter trait on yes. Not the best in the box stats for sure. For sure, not the best. But just these physical stats, big hitter on yes, and also his abilities this time. He can get the pick artist for 0. And once again, like I was saying about Eric Berry, in a zone-based scheme, deep out zone KO, pick artist, and mid zone all for 2 is a really good combo on him. So I prefer him as an over-the-top safety, but again, he is a beastly user as well. So I felt like he had to make the list. Number 2 and number 1 for me, I don't think it's a debate. At number 2, I think it's TARIQ Woolen, 6'4", 97 speed. He is just a beast. He is probably my favorite user, but objectively, one card is better than him. And he doesn't have the best like block shed or impact blocking, so not the best in the box stats. No big hitter, but he's a 6'4", essentially corner, and I feel like he moves kind of like a corner. Like I was saying with like Rodney Harrison, them, this card just moves different for me. And also he gets pick artist for 0. Like this combo, like deep out zone KO, mid zone, like these combos right here, a lot of people are getting like a tier 3 discount too. So you're not really missing out on AP value using him too. So I just absolutely love this card. At number 1 for me though is going to be Ryan Neal. Ryan Neal is 6'3", 97 speed, 97 excel. This time a little bit better in the box stats, no big hitter, but like, I mean, just look at all these abilities he can get. So potentially he could go ahead and get a pick artist for 0, but he can also go ahead and get crusher for 0 too. So he gets like a tackling ability and a pick artist for 0. That's really why he's number 1 for me. I just feel like that ability combo is crazy. He might not have the best physical stats when we compare him to everyone else, but that ability stack is pretty nuts for 0 AP. And even if you wanted to stack like a 1 AP acrobat on top of that too, it's kind of nuts. Like, you could do a lot of things with this card. So I am super high on Ryan Neal. I think he is the best user in the game. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments though. What do you agree with? What do you disagree with? Who did I snub off the list? Because again, there's so many good safeties. There's so many good cards in the game. There has to be one person that wasn't on the list that you're like, Dill, why the hell was he not on the list? But I hope y'all did enjoy the video. If you did, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to stay up to date with the best cards in Madden 23. If you want to see me play live, check the links in the description. Hit that Twitch with a follow. We've been grinding the streams over there, so I greatly appreciate that. Now, if you don't feel like heading over to Twitch, you want another video to watch, check this one out right here. Justin Herbert is the best quarterback in Madden 23.